it possible every single team in the NFC South has some kind of question at the quarterback position? When's the last time you seen that? What's going on, guys? Six Report here, back with another video. And today we've got the NFC South to talk about. A lot of interesting things to talk about in this division, especially after every single team had a losing record in 2022. But let's put all that beside us, and let's talk about the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons might be in the best position to get better than any other team in the NFC South. Why? 1, they have the 8th overall pick. 2, they have the most cap space out of anyone in the division, $66 million. One of the highest cap space in all of the NFL. With their free agents, Caleb McGarry, they drafted him in the first round. He's turned out to be a very good tackle. Also, Lorenzo Carter and Rashaan Evans, those were 2 of their starting linebackers. Might want to get one of those guys back at the very least. And Isaiah Oliver, who was one of their starting corners, and was pretty solid. Now, they're not going to keep everybody, we already know that, but they have enough cap space to keep a few of those guys and to sign a few other really good players. And that's what they need. This is where they're going to start rebuilding that team. But the biggest question right now, what do they do at quarterback? Do they think Desmond Ridder is going to be their future? If so, great. You have that question answered. But if not, what do? Do they try to trade up to get one of those quarterbacks? Do they stay put, hope that one of those guys falls to them? Do they sign one of the veterans that's on the market? Do they trade for Lamar Jackson? That's been rumored for so long. This is a very interesting offseason for the Falcons because they could get better while the other teams kind of can struggle a little bit. More on that later. Falcons can really take advantage this offseason. The big thing is just find out what you're going to do at quarterback. If it's Ridder, that's great. If not, figure out who you want. Compared to New Orleans and Tampa Bay, Carolina's not in a terrible position, but they're not in an ideal one. They're $2 million over the cap. And really where this team is, you could see a lot of veterans leave. Either be traded or cut. Shaq Thompson's one. Maybe DJ Moore, Brian Burns, Jeremy Chin. Right now, the Panthers have to figure out who they're going to keep and who's going to leave. It's going to be tough for some of these Panther fans, but it has to happen. And right now, they also have questions with their quarterback position. Sam Darnold's a free agent. Are they going to try to bring him back because he did play good football towards the end of the season? Or do they want to go with one of the quarterbacks in the draft? Or sign a veteran? That's going to be one of the biggest questions. Again, they have the 9th overall pick, so they could trade up for one of those guys. Or somebody could fall to them. I'm not sure. However, like the Falcons, the quarterback question is going to be big for the Panthers. Some other free agents keep an eye on for the Panthers. Bradley Bozeman, they signed him to a 1-year deal last year. Very solid center. Corey Littleton, he's been around for a while. Very solid linebacker. Deontay Foreman led him in rushing after the team traded Christian McCaffrey. But again, critical offseason for the Panthers. Hopefully, they're able to do all the right things and not all the wrong things. With Sean Payton now in Denver, the Saints got their first-round pick back. Remember, they traded that to the Eagles last year. Turned out to be the 10th overall pick. Well, now the Saints are picking 29th. So they did lose a lot of draft position. However, they still have a first-round pick. And as always with the Saints, they are tight against the cap. They're $30 million over the cap. But this is no different. They're always struggling with their cap space. And they always find a way to get not only under the cap, but find a way to sign some players as well. Bradley Roby's a free agent, along with Marcus Davenport, 2 guys from their defense. Andy Dalton is somebody that he's going to be on a team, just don't know if he's going to be as a starter or as a backup. Jarvis Landry's been in the NFL for a while now. Very solid receiver. If they don't re-sign him, somebody else will. And then Mark Ingram, who has been in the NFL also for a very long time. Not really sure what's going to happen with him. But right now, the Saints, along with the Falcons and the Panthers, what's going on at quarterback? Do they think Jameis Winston is their starter for this year? If not, what are they going to do? I have no idea. This could go either way for the Saints, and it's just going to have to depend on what the front office thinks, whether Jameis Winston stays or they're going to let him go. The Buccaneers are in worse shape than the Saints. They are $56 million over the cap. Tom Brady has officially retired, and the Buccaneers need to make some moves to make sure that they are under the cap. which could mean trading away some of their veteran players. One person that has been talked about is Mike Evans, and there's going to be a market for him. He hasn't even turned 30 yet, and this is somebody that's had 9 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Somebody's going to want him. In terms of free agents, Levante David's a free agent, and he's been on that team for a very long time, been a standout. Another standout, Jamil Dean, probably the top corner on the free agency market, or one of the top corners on the free agency market. There's going to be a market for him. I don't think the Buccaneers are going to be able to re-sign him. Another guy, William Goldstein. He's been a very good player for them on that defensive line. Keem Hicks, another one from the defensive line. Kyle Rudolph and Julio Jones. So many questions right now with the Buccaneers. And that doesn't even take into the fact that we don't know who their quarterback's going to be. Is it going to be Kyle Trask, or are they going to try to get another veteran? Maybe they try to trade up on the 19th overall pick. I have no idea. This is crazy with the Buccaneers. It's just crazy with this division all around, and we have no idea what kind of direction these teams are going to go in. Okay, guys, those are my thoughts on the offseason for the NFC South. Next up is the AFC West, and as always, I will see you guys next time.